All right, whatever. We're just gonna start. I'm not sure I have the right mic on. Um, my webcam's definitely not working. The effects. Anyway, first look, week 12, DraftKings NFL DFS. Let's go game by game. There are 10 games on the main slate, and I'm gonna kind of do a speed run of my process. Um, I only so I have the solver. I have established the run for projections and ownership, and then I have the solver for sims, but I only have 20 at a time. And 20 at a time makes it really, really hard to rotate combinations of player pools and kind of know and easily know which ones uh, work together for higher ROIs versus others. Sometimes there could be some noise, or it's hard to identify. Like if I'm doing a 1v1, or I want to try different combos of like a bring back or like a double stack or a single stack, it's really tough to isolate kind of like the highest ROI. But I'm gonna try to up my game here. I haven't had the best process throughout the season. But yeah, let's jump into it. I'm gonna go kind of position by position real quick for like an overview of the whole entire slate, and then I'm gonna go game by game, and then I'm gonna go into kind of like a default optimal, default sim run, and then I'm gonna kind of look at what I would do maybe with like I don't know, maybe like a couple combos of stacks, like with a couple different quarterbacks. So position by position here. Kind of annoying that A Rich comes in at the top value and the highest owned right now. Really loved him last week. Loved him with a Bryce bring back. Loved him with downs. Loved him naked. I think Detroit's defense is really good. I know he's in a dome. I know he just put up 30, but I can easily see like JT vulturing. I can easily see Detroit just holding them to like 17 points. Um, as much as I love A Rich, I don't know. Maybe I'm like happy to see this because this is a spot where I can feel not that bad fading him. It's terrifying, but if you look at the game total up here, this is the highest total game in the slate. It like really stands out, and it's in a dome. They're the culture at home, awful win. Um, I just think it's tough. I just think like A Rich has a wide range of outcomes, and I think Detroit, it's tough to know who to stack. I mean, they can all get there, and you can. It doesn't matter what dart you throw at the board, but yeah, moving on here to Vito at 4K. If they let him throw a little bit more or have some runs for him, I can see him putting up like 16. I can see him putting up 20. Um, so I actually like initially don't want to X that out, as gross as that is. Just single with neighbors seems like not terrible. Gino, this is my favorite game of the week so far. Arizona at Seattle. Looking like it may rain though, so we're gonna need to like recheck that Saturday night, Sunday morning. Those are the top three values, and then yeah, I guess you can see I've X'd out a couple people already. Those are the top three values. Jaden at Dallas is kind of interesting. Um, he's not that expensive for what his ceiling is and being against Dallas. Let's go to running backs. I think this will change throughout the week. I think this is an ETR thing. I think they must have Pacheco listed out right now, even though I think he's going to be in and play. I don't even see him in the player pool. Yeah, so this is wrong, I think. But I don't know. I mean, Kareem Hunt's still probably a good value, 5,700 against Carolina. That's a weird price. Maybe DraftKings is overreacting to Pacheco being back. But yeah, so like I X'd him out. I didn't want to play him with Pacheco being out, but maybe that was too soon to X out. Really like CMC. Kind of weird that his price went down after he didn't do much 2 weeks ago, and then now it's gone up after he didn't really do much 1 week ago. It's very strange. A-Chain looks to be the most popular play on the slate, which I like. And I think what I'm going to run today is either Tua with A-Chain and Hill, or Hill, who I really like Hill as leverage here. Even though it is Christian Gonzalez a lot on the other side. Other top values, B-Rob. That's going to be hard to get away from, 5,600. Connor. I think, and Kay Walker here, and Joe Mixon, I think the way you play the Cardinals-Seahawks game is going to be like the most or second most important piece to the slate. It's probably the second. I think the way you play the Colts-Lions game and then the the Cardinals-Seahawks game, which is the second highest total, kind of tied with San Fran, Green Bay, is going to be like the key to the slate here. Receivers, no receiver values. What is DraftKings doing? Let's sort by ownership here. So Jacoby Myers, I think, is a good play. I'm surprised he's coming in at this high ownership, and I think he's generally a good play. I don't know about on this slate at this price against Denver. I may be out on Myers. Just like a first look. I don't like this Q tag for Ridley. What is the Q tag? Is anything else standing out here? People are going to play Vele. I don't believe that. I don't think people go back to Boutte. Let's go to Ty. I would have expected Jennings to be the top owned receiver. Again, this is early. Ownership numbers can change a bunch. I'm guessing Jennings is going to be the highest owned. I think this is going to be Kelsey. Okay, yeah, so sorting by ownership here. It's weird that Jonnu's 17% and then A-Chan's 30%. That doesn't really make too much sense to me. That feels a bit off. I think McBride's like my favorite play on the slate, but as far as like how to play my lineup into the field, I'm not sure yet. But kind of unfortunate that Johnny's 4,100. I would have liked him at like 3,500. And then you have Schoonmaker as the punt at 2,500, which I don't really like. Kelsey at 5,800 feels pretty good. Then DST, I've marked out a few. I'm waiting for the O-line, D-line matchups to come up. But sorting by ownership, there's no real chalk yet. So a lot of people are going to do this like A-Chan, Dolphins, DST correlation is kind of what it's looking like, which is kind of interesting. So let's go team by team here. Let's do KC and Carolina. I'm just going to save everyone time. I'm not going to play anyone from Carolina. And I think Hunt is interesting. We probably need some coach speak on snaps and Pacheco and stuff like that. KC can put up like 30 to 40 though. So like, even if they take it easy or whatever, I still think they can put up a lot of points, and I think Hunt can get there at his price. Yeah, I think Hunt and Kelsey are the only two pieces in here for me that I would play, and then maybe Chiefs DST. Let's go to the next game. Minnesota, Chicago. Yeah, Hawkinson has been playing a lot more, and we may have another injury to Oliver, so that Hawkinson's going to play even more possibly, even though Oliver is mostly like blocking. Yeah, I think I'm just playing like either DST, I guess, and Hawkinson, and then nothing else. Just don't like this game. There's just better games on the slate here. Tennessee, Houston. I thought about a Stroud stack here, which are always expensive. Like Nico 7,600 feels really expensive. Mixon seems good, but 8K is just a lot. The Titans suck though. But yeah, like a Nico to Dalton Schultz, CJ Stroud seems like very unowned. They have Ridley for 22%. And then yeah, you could do Ridley or Pollard and then bring back. I think Pollard's interesting if Taji misses with the concussion. I know Pollard's kind of banged up with the leg, but I would definitely play Pollard or Ridley. I'd even play Titans D at 2,300. And then I guess Tank Dell's in play. Tank Dell, Schultz, Stroud, Nico. I don't think I get to Mixon. I think Mixon's just too expensive. And I don't know. Maybe he gets squeezed. Maybe he comes in at like 12%. Maybe Mixon's still on the table. I'll keep Mixon in the player pool for now. So this game, my first look show that didn't get recorded on Monday, I was all about this game. I was like, hey, Rich to Downs, bring it back with JMO. I don't know anymore. I think you can certainly score on the Colts. Lions 29 team total, highest on the slate. That's the second highest team total of the year, I want to say. There's only been like a couple of the 29s, and there's only been 130, which was the Lions last week. JT is kind of interesting. If the Lions defense, specifically the run defense, like wasn't so good, I think JT would be pretty sneaky here. It'd be like crazy leverage. It's just tough. Like they do a lot of stuff on the goal line where A-Rich like has the option and he can hand it off or he can tuck it, and it's like very scary to get filtered. 5,300 is actually a pretty good price for Pittman. But Pittman and Downs have no ownership, so I wouldn't mind single stacking A-Rich. I think that's a better way to play it than a chalky naked A-Rich. And I think it's a good way to play the game if you're going to like stack the game. So not sure what I'm going to do yet. I'm going to try to run some A-Rich lineups, maybe some golf lineups, but it's just too popular now. People saw what A-Rich did last week. Okay, so we've got a doc on Hill with a Q tag, but Hill and Smith right out as pretty good values. Kind of interesting that Hunter Henry's 4K. He's coming in at really high ownership, and so is Johnny. This doesn't make sense. Like, how can both of these be 17%? It doesn't make sense to me. I think Waddle's in play. I haven't been one to really play Waddle all year. But I think like a Tua with Achane is in play. And I think like a Tua of Hill, Jonnu, Waddle is in play. That's just my thought. I think the Patriots are Much worse this time of this season on defense, like with trades and injuries, than they were at the beginning. And I think they're kind of like over it a bit. Granted, I think we're going to either see some Drake May garbage time, so I don't mind playing a Patriots. I also think Drake May can just score, so maybe that like they keep pushing. But I think Miami like has a realistic shot at making the playoffs, and I'm very bullish on Miami. So like, if A-Chain's going to be chalk, then like maybe I lean into it with the Dolphins stack. That's kind of like my first look at the slate was like this A-Rich Lions Colts game, but looking at ownership now, I want to get creative in the way I play Dolphins, and I think that is like a way to kind of attack the slate here. So early thoughts here. Let's go to the next game. I'm not trying to boost the Giants here. If we're super pressed for money, I guess you could do this DeVito Neighbors. DeVito just has this like built-in risk of getting pulled in the third quarter because he has 60 yards and 3 interceptions. Bucks are good. Bucks are off a bye. You know, they're going to go put up points. I actually really like Rachaad White and Bucky Irving here. Way too cheap against a pretty good New York Giants defense and D-line. But Tampa Bay, Thorman has them as like the second best O-line. I can see this as a game where, yes, they split it 3 ways, Tucker, White, Irving, which sucks. But I can see 2 of the 3 like kind of getting there. I mean, Bucky Irving only really needs to put up like 19 to get there. And so, yeah, I kind of want to look at, now that I'm here, let me look at 2 weeks ago, the Bucks running back splits. Sometimes they are very game script dependent. Let's see here. So they played Tampa Bay played the 49ers and barely lost. So that was a competitive game. And Rachaad White played 37 snaps to Bucky Irving's 28. But Bucky out-carried him 14-10. White out-targeted him 7-3. God, that is a brutal split. That's pretty brutal. I don't know. I do want to look at this. Like right now, ETR has Bucky projected for more, which is kind of interesting. I would have guessed they had Rachaad projected for more. Maybe this is because this is going to be more running. They're going to be ahead. Bucky's more of the runner. And I kind of like Bucky here. He's at low ownership. Anyway, I think the only Giants I would play, maybe the DST, maybe Neighbors. I don't think I'm going to play DeVito. I'm only going to play a couple. I'm going to play like one lineup probably, and it's probably not going to be DeVito. So, Mike Evans, kind of scary, returning from a hamstring, but definitely a good GPP play probably. All right. So sneaky second highest team total on the slate. How can you not love B-Rob at 5,600? Who, if I recall correctly, didn't really do much last game. I think they lost. Let me pull this up here. So let's see. Week 11, they played the Eagles in like a trailing game script. Or was he out? No, he was back. So that was his first game back. He had 16 carries for 63 yards and a touchdown, 1 target for 9 yards. Eckler ended up getting 9 targets. They were kind of trailing. They're not going to be trailing here, I don't think. Maybe this is the spot where B-Rob gets like 24 carries. So yeah, B-Rob's in play, even though Micah Parsons is good. I don't really know who else I would play from the Commanders just because they don't project very well. Yeah, McLaurin, if he was cheaper or projected better, maybe. I really like the Commanders DST. So I'll just say that. Let's go to the next game here. Raiders, Broncos. Javonte Williams is cheap, and you could be right. I don't know if I want to take that risk, even though I certainly think it's like viable. I'm just too worried about the split with Estime and McLaughlin. And then Sutton is very cheap. I mean, 23% Sutton feels disgusting just with how these teams play. Yeah, I kind of just like the DST Broncos here. I don't really like this team. I think this game's going to be sloppy. Maybe Bowers, because Bowers always has an incredible ceiling. Maybe Myers, probably not at that ownership. That feels bad. I don't think I want to get to Bo Nix, though. There's just too many other good quarterback plays that are really good. Even though Bo Nix is good, but I don't think I want to play him here. A little bit worried about weather here. Going to be very cold. Going to be very rainy. Let's see what we've got on the docket for forecast. Okay, we only have a 20% chance of rain right now, but it's going to be like 40 degrees. So maybe the weather is going to be okay. Yeah, I like CMC. And I like Jennings. I think I also like Debo. I wish Debo was like 6,100. I guess they have Purdy and Kittle docked right now with these Q tags. But Josh Jacobs now doesn't have Marshawn Lloyd coming back. I thought he was going to be back this game, but he's not. I don't know. I think both these teams kind of spread it out a lot. And my favorite play is McCaffrey, but he's like one of the highest owned pieces on the slate, so I don't feel that great about it as a play, but you could definitely stack Love, and Love can always get there. Like in theory, I like Christian Watson and Jaden Reed. They're pretty reasonably priced. I don't feel that great about this game, though. I think this game can go under the total. I think both defenses are pretty good. You know, maybe Love and Purdy are more banged up than we realize. I don't know. All right, here's my favorite game. Let's see if I get excited. Okay, so if you look at ownership, Gino's going to come in as like the second through fifth most owned QB. That's a huge window, right? If he's second, maybe he's like 18%. If he's fifth, maybe he's like 8. I don't really care that much about that delta. Maybe I should care a little bit more. But I don't know. I also want to know the delta between Kyler and Gino. Right now we have Gino as a much better value, and Gino basically coming in for double the ownership. You know, I kind of like Kyler. I like Marvin Harrison, even though he's not coming in as a good value, just because he's not going to be owned. Everyone's going to play Trey McBride if they stack this game. And not that I don't like Trey McBride, but I think you can also play Marvin Harrison, or you can play Harrison instead of Trey McBride. This slate is just tough to find value. And like, even though Gino is reasonable, Metcalf's reasonable, JSN's reasonable, you stack up Trey McBride. You don't have that much money. But yeah, these guys all rate out really well. I expect this to be like the #1 game score, even with all the ownerships. So I don't know. I actually now like the running backs more later in the week than I did early. But yeah, I've been rambling for way too long. I'm just going to try to make a couple lineups here and run some sims. because this video is too long. I'll do a new video after I watch Established Show, after I watch Established a Million. So let's think of a creative way to play Achan. Let's play Achan as like a game stack. So let's play him with Tua, which I think is already unique. And let's play him with Tyreek, who has a Q tag. Should I boost him because he has a Q tag? I don't really want to do much boosting, but sure, we'll do. That's not going to really do anything because I didn't actually alter this in projected number. But and then should we play a Patriots? I kind of like a Hunter Henry in the flex here, but I also wouldn't hate just doing something like this. Just doing like 3 Dolphins with Tua. We'll try both. We'll try Jonnu with this, and then we'll try Hunter Henry with this. Who else do we want to play? Let's say we want Ken Walker because we don't really know the Seahawks situation. I guess I like Bucky Irving. I like Pollard a lot. It's probably going to get us on B-Rob. Let's see who I have selected here. All right, we don't want to play Jacoby or Sutton. And let's like not play Seahawks right now. And I don't think I want to play CD. There's really no value at receiver right now. It's kind of interesting. I don't want to play Keenan. I don't want to play Dobbs. I want to play Noah Brown. I guess I'll leave Butte in there because he correlates. Let's pick some of these players out. I don't want to play Wandale. And then I guess let's play a DST so I don't get a bunch of variations. Let's play the Bucks or Commanders, or let's play Commanders. And maybe they'll correlate with B-Rob. I'm trying to see if we can save money and get down to the Broncos. Let's just go Commanders. They're pretty low. So I can only do 20 lineups. Okay, so it gives us B-Rob. I didn't really put any salary restrictions, which I probably should have. I allowed it to have a tight end in flex. How much? It's giving us a lot of Patriots here. I definitely don't want to play Vele. Whatever. I'm just going to run this. Let's see if any of this is positive. Let's see if this idea of playing Achan with Tua is like at all even like a thing. So I think it will be, but I don't think they're all be. Yeah, so it's about 50-50 here. So what is it like and what is it doesn't like? It likes. Okay, so it doesn't like Rico Dowdle, obviously. It doesn't like, I guess there's Douglas doesn't rate out as a good value, but it likes Hunter Henry. So this one all the way at the top is kind of interesting. It has basically an unowned Butte. Sorry, he's not unowned. You know what? I just bet the Sims don't really like Kenneth Walker. Maybe that's what it is. What we can also do is see if I can get. So let's go to running back here. Let's take out our friend Rico Dowdle. Let's see if playing Hunter Henry does anything. I guess I'll put Kenneth Walker back into isolate. So I don't know like for $100 more, why would I not want to just correlate my tight end? But I have a feeling this is going to actually sim better. Even though actually Johnny was a better value. I actually think this is going to have better sim. I'm trying to see if I can get anything like in the 100%. I don't know if this is like the right way to be approaching it. And I should just generally be like focusing on things that are positive or negative. Yeah, so this same lineup, I had one that was 61%, but it was just a 1v1 swap, Hunter Henry to John Smith. Okay, so it doesn't like the Tua stuff as much as I thought. I don't know if that's because Hill has his Q tag. I don't know if it's because that game just isn't that great. Maybe we go with what I originally thought of, which was a Richardson play. But maybe we do no Lions, or maybe we lock Downs here. So let's lock Downs, and then we'll run it again, and we'll lock Pittman after. We'll do Downs, and we'll see if like Lions pop up. I think Amon-Ra or Gibbs or Montgomery are interesting. I really like Gibbs. Because when I play A Rich at QB, I want to also have, like, I'm not hoping they get behind, they have to chuck, right? A Rich hits ceilings and multiple runouts, right? Like he hits ceilings when they're winning and he's running, or like they're throwing and winning, or like that. And so maybe a trailing game script for the Lions is more Gibbs. Okay, I really like Bucky Irving. So this fades Achane, and it's my highest simmed ROI, which is very interesting. And if you sort here by average ROI, Achane's coming in just the sim is kind of like neutral on Achane, at least with Richardson. It's like slightly negative. It doesn't mean you can't play Achane. So this is kind of a way to play. This is kind of leverage on Achane by playing Dolphins D, right? Man, that top line is nice. Kelsey is the #1 value tight end. I think Jennings is going to end the week as the #1 value receiver. You've got the Connor and Jigba correlation. And Connor's in a really interesting way to play the Cardinals side of that game. No Lions. So these are all green. The Sims just love Achane. I was gonna add, well, they love A Rich too. So these are pretty interesting. Let me save those. So we're gonna add tag A Rich Downs, no Lions. I didn't see any Lions in those. 20 at a time is just like really miserable. It's really painful. I recommend getting the 500 at a time. It's just very expensive. So we're going to now lock a Lion. I guess I'll let it use different DSTs. I don't know if I want to. I think I should lock a DST and then cycle through a couple or something, because okay, Gibbs, you're 7,300. That's kind of a lot of money, but let's fire off the Gibbs here. I'm going to lock Gibbs, and does it give us any other Colts? Doesn't. It's got in a 20 lineup sample. The player pool is just so tiny. So this is punting at DST a lot. I don't love that. I didn't mean to run it again. That's my bad. Okay, so we're gonna sim. This one feels a lot puntier, just because Gibbs is expensive. Yeah, we couldn't reach our 170 lineup, but look at these. 2.6 in the top 1%, 2.6 in the top 1%. It has the highest send one as an 8-chain lineup though. And is it that correlated? Not really. Nothing's really correlated there. Who did the Titans play? The Titans play the Texans. I mean, these are good. These are pretty interesting lineups here. I really like this third one, this 3 RB. I guess they're like all 3 RBs. What else can we do? We can try Pittman. A-Rich Pittman, and then A-Rich Pittman with a lion, maybe. What's tough is all these DSTs cycling through is like making it really noisy for what it likes. And I hate the Sims interpretation of DST. I mean, yeah, Sim loves this. Got it, just lock V-Rob. Maybe I should unlock B-Rob and try some stuff. Man, this one has McCaffrey at the top. Whoa. The Sims like McCaffrey. It's interesting. Let's try Gibbs again. I think Dolphins' defense is pretty interesting. I think they're good. I think they're better than the public thinks. And they can definitely like take away points from Achane if I don't play Achane. So let's play Gibbs. And I'm gonna wrap it up here. This is a part of my process that I'm trying to improve where I get a little bit stuck. It's good that I'm trying more things, but it's like I need to it's too early in the week. I need to kind of keep my mind open. I need to try to think about the slate from like a bigger picture vantage point. Man, that top lineup is beautiful. Top 2 lineups are beautiful. And these are all nice. I don't love correlating DST with running back as much as the public does, but because I think it is positively correlated, but like at the top 1 to 5% runouts, like I don't think it's necessarily the highest ceiling, but I don't know. The double 49er. See, I want this Cardinals. I want stuff that has Cardinals Seahawks. So all these lineups with Metcalf. I don't know why I have no diversification here. So yeah, this is the problem with running 20 is like I'm not really learning much about combos and like a bigger player pool. So that's it for today. I'm gonna go watch the 2 shows, Friday and Saturday, and then I'll make a Saturday show. And thanks for watching.